Scenario: the U.S. acquisition of Greenland. Phase 1, Economic and Strategic Influence, 2025 to 2030. The U.S. ramps up investment in Greenland, focusing on rare earth minerals, military infrastructure, and Arctic trade routes. Through economic aid, infrastructure projects, and diplomatic agreements, Washington deepens its ties with Nuuk, Greenland's capital. Denmark, which still controls Greenland, begins to struggle with the financial burden of supporting the island, and the U.S. increases its presence by offering Greenland more financial incentives and autonomy from Copenhagen. Over time, Greenlanders start seeing the U.S. as a more beneficial partner than Denmark. Phase 2, Political Shift and Referendum, 2030 to 2040. Greenland's local government, under pressure from growing nationalist movements and U.S. lobbying, pushes for full independence from Denmark. After years of negotiations, a referendum is held, and Greenland votes for independence. The U.S. immediately recognizes Greenland's independence and signs defense and economic agreements with the new nation. In exchange for financial and security guarantees, the U.S. establishes permanent military bases and gains control over Greenland's natural resources. Phase 3, Economic Dependence and Annexation, 2040 to 2050. As an independent nation, Greenland struggles economically due to a small population, a harsh climate, and limited resources outside of U.S. investment. The island becomes heavily reliant on American aid and trade. Over time, U.S. citizens and businesses establish deeper roots in Greenland. Facing financial crises and instability, Greenland's leaders propose a closer union with the U.S. Eventually, in a historic vote, Greenland formally becomes a U.S. territory, similar to Puerto Rico. Denmark protests but lacks the power to resist. The Arctic region, once a strategic battleground, is now firmly under U.S. control.